Alright, good evening everyone. Hello, this is ZeldaSpeedRuns. We've got the Wind Waker Randomizer tournament. This is the last match in the winner's bracket round. Gymnast versus Jarhead. We've got Mellow and Monkle here to do some commentary with us. Hello.
Hey.
Let me unmute you, that'll be good.
Yeah, as you said, this is like this is the last matchup we're gonna get where none of the guys that are playing have lost a match yet. It's pretty insane, actually. This is the last time we're gonna be able to say that in this whole tournament. I hope everyone is ready for that. And if I remember right, this is a best of three where
Yeah, it's all best of threes up till the fully finals, which will be a best of 5, I believe.
Yep. The grand finals best of 5, but today we have the winners final with the best of 3. They're doing the first match today, and I believe the next one is on another day.
I believe the next one is scheduled for tomorrow, but I don't know if it's on the schedule yet.
I don't think it's on the sheet. Oh wait, no, yes it is. It's just been marked wrong. Yeah, so it's tomorrow, exactly the same time as now, basically. So
they're consistent.
Makes it easier to sort out the times, I guess.
And yes, to answer your question, Lone Wolf, this is still using the 1.6.1 build of the randomizer, even if the 1.7 just came out. The racers decided to keep playing on the version that the Thorstein stated in. So we're not gonna see the crazy stuff that 1.7 added, like random enemy colors or even the warp to Forsaken Fortress. But basically, we're running with the same rule set as before.
But we'll still see plenty of crazy stuff, though.
Yeah, crazy stuff is kind of the Wind Waker randomizer standard. Talking about crazy stuff, usually you don't really head for this island when you play normally. It's Diamond Step Island. There's no way for us to get on top of this island legally, but we're gonna do it anyway. It starts with a bit of sailing, and then you guys might remember the big octo that is near that island. We're gonna try to jump with the boat straight in the middle of the big octo ring. That's gonna warp us on the top of the island, and both players getting it first try. Now we're gonna do a little trick called a Wind Waker dive. You follow the Wind Waker just as you reach for the top of the ledge, and now you dive underwater. And since the game is programmed to make you go to the highest water source, you get warped to the top of the island. Basically skipping the requirement for the grappling hook. So now we're inside of the island. We don't have many items, but we have everything we need. There's a big puzzle with warping pots here, but we say no to that. Just gonna do some parkour, save some time.
Our first item is the command melody.
Not a bad item to get. Lots of ways to skip that item, but it's always nice to have it.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what dungeons we have in Logic, which we have not seen yet.
Yeah, that is true, considering that Wind Temple is basically inaccessible without Common Melody. Oh,
And the
Memory
Mirror Shield.
Interesting.
Are we gonna get to see an early Angular Isles today?
Might be interesting. And as by my tradition, during the first warp, I completely missed dungeons, but Ibot is on the case. We're gonna get the Forbidden Woods, a Tower of the God, a Forsaken Fortress, and a Wind Temple today.
So that command melody is gonna come in handy.
Mm-mm. It's pretty didn't. It's always fun to see seeds where Dragon Rose Cavern is not required because Dragon Rose Cavern is the only dungeon that doesn't require anything to get inside. So basically, it means that we're gonna go on a chase for items on the overworld before heading to our first dungeons. So we're now inside of Cliff Plateau. In Cliff Plateau, you're supposed to have the leaf to progress, but we don't really need that with the neat little trick called storage trick that our dear tracker Highbot wants to ban very dearly. So now on the top of the island, we have stored an item. If I'm not mistaken, it was the hookshot. It's kind of funny because we just did a wall island that needed it before going here. Now we stored the second chest on top of the island to do a little neat little trick on Bird's Peak. Some may refer to it as bear skip, not the same one as everyone knows, but we're still gonna skip bear. And now we're on top of the island because if you guys are wondering why we were struggling to do that little thing to get up there, that's because when you have the chest storage activated, you can't actually grab edges. And Neru's Pearl.
It's gonna come in handy today.
Yeah, since we have Tower of the Gods and Logic. There's some days where pearls are not really required, but today is not that day. So now time for everybody's favorite island. Okay, maybe not. It's Northern Fairy Island. So, super sailing, as I like to call it, to Northern Fairy Island for Jarhead. Let's see if Gymnast is gonna go with the same strategy. Doesn't look like it.
Jim might be going to Angular to use that mirror shield.
It might be, yeah. Well, it makes sense. We have everything we need to complete the island. We got it very fast, even if some of it was out of logic. But actually the hookshot being the first chest in Cliff Plateau puts everything in logic. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that chest inside Cliff Plateau is Sphere 0, so.
Mm-mm. So we're seeing a bit of divergence early on. It's pretty fun. Oh, delivery bag for Jarhead. Always nice to get that before going to Windfall. Allows us to get the town flower at the Snary shop. And as mentioned in chat by some people, this is the one check that Mirror Shell can be useful for in this seed. So let's see if Mirror Shell was actually required. have to do the little slower strat for this island. Since you don't have to leave. John activating the side quest for catching the kid. Oh, big toe box. That is very nice to see for Gymnast right there. That's 3 more checks that he's gonna be able to do on Windfall on his first go there. It is a very good item. And to answer your question, Carissa, the 4 dungeons that are highlighted on the tracker are currently the dungeons that are required for this seed. The other 2 dungeons won't have anything in them, but the 4 that are highlighted would have Triforce shards at the end of them, and could also have items of progression along in the dungeon. And Jim now heading for the wonderful Northern Fairy Island. Oh, Jar talking to Camo instead of catching the kid. Classic, timeless classic. And he's now getting instant flower. That's a little side quest that a lot of people expect to be extremely long, but actually doesn't require much to complete. We only need to trade 2 things to get to the first reward of it, which is the only reward we need in this those settings. It is now time for mingling with Tingle. The mingle with the Tingle. Don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad.
We're about to find out.
Yeah. Are you saying that you only hang out with Tingle for the items he gives you? Hmm.
Oh yes, definitely.
Seems like a. I was about to say okay guy, but he's wearing his underwear on top of his suit, so not that all right.
Oh, grapple
Okay.
hook.
He's already in my book now. The grapple and Tingle. Is grapple the fifth Tingle brother? Maybe.
Could be.
And we now get another very charismatic character, Tot. Also called in the French version Johnny, because he looks like Elvis Presley. And for some reason, French people say that Johnny Hallyday is the French Elvis. Don't ask me why. Oh,
There's
power
some power
bracelets.
bracelets.
Some power dancing here.
So all of Paw Print is going to be open.
Yeah, all of Paw Print is now open before our eyes. It's always nice to do that because that's 4 quick checks that you can do really early in the game. Always pretty fun to go there. Also, 5th check if you count the salvage corp on top of the island.
Only one game today. There will be another one tomorrow at the same time.
Also at 1 p.m. EST. And are now up to catching the last kid. Oh, bombs. Very dangerous group of kids. They look harmless, but oh boy. The killer bees have some killing powers today. I miss Mary with the famously infamous treasure chart 11. You never want to see that one. It's a bad omen. And now time to add for yet another very iconic character, the Salvage Corp. Try it. Meanwhile, Gymnast is going for that famous grapple tingle. Oh, the other Picto box is there. Interesting. This might push the runner Jarhead to go back to and fall pretty soon. 3 checks, always a good concentration. But it also means that Jim will have access to a 4 check on Windfall as soon as he get that second Picto box. Nice and Minenko. Time to scale the wall. If you guys are not familiar with the Wind Waker, you can skip 1 peg on that wall and still be able to climb it up. It's always fun. Skipping stuff is cool. Enjoy Pendant. Yeah, it does put a smile on my face. Oh, God's lyric. Not very useful today.
But Jarhead has all the songs now.
Yeah, music percent has been reached. But much like in real life, music doesn't pay.
Paw print not showing too much promise here today.
Yeah, we have one last chance. Oh, cabin indeed. That's a maybe for Paw Print being good. Gymnast now getting his bombs. Now Jared is gonna head for another fairy fountain. Yeah, I wouldn't say that Gymnast is behind right now. He just did a check that is pretty far of the way. Angular Island gave him a Picto box, so he's going to be able to check more checks on Windfall on his first go. Oh, time for some letters. A bomb letter from Beetle with Triforce chart 6. Useless in those settings, but hey, paper is paper. Okay, so Jim is now going to be able to get 3 more checks on Windfall. Oh, Dean's Pearl. So we're 1 pearl away from having access to Tower of the Gods. That will be our first accessible dungeon, I think. Oh no, Earth Temple is accessible right now, but not very useful. Yep, the first check in Forsaken Fortress is in fact accessible right now. Kind of hard to. Oh no, he's not even. We need the Master Sword. I always forget the Master Sword. See, I like tennis so much that I don't even want to kill Phantom Ganon. doing the training sequence right there. The wall training sequence that we need for this game mode can be done at Great Fish Island. It's usually where everyone does it. So, for the people that haven't seen that trick before, Jim is now doing a little bit of door storage. You get storage, you open the door on the second floor of Lanzo before catching Milla right there. And after getting the item from Milla, you can go open the door to the first floor of Lanzo and get teleported to the second floor. There you go. That's your bit of magic for today. Talking about magic. I think magic is in the air for Jarhead too.
Yep,
We have a
it looks like
chest.
he's gonna be doing something. And Ferrar's Pearl
the-
is in Lenzo's house.
Oh, interesting. That's a dungeon access right there.
Not sure either player is gonna want to go there just yet, though.
Mm-mm. Be interesting to see what they do with that. Actually, it's always interesting to see how the players think and they'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get a bit of magic to happen. Get chest storage from a bomb. There we go. Just needs to open the chest now. And with that chest storage, he's gonna have those very small light boxes that we saw earlier, and he's gonna be able to phase through the wall of the seashell right there. Fairy fountain. Just look at that. We're in. And what is the reward for gossiping today? Just treasure chart 25.
So that early Picto box just got us the Ferrar's Pearl, so
Yep.
and this
Still-
mail that we're about to check.
Still, pretty good. Oh, Master Sword for Jar.
An out of logic Master Sword.
Yeah, out of a legit Master Sword. And I don't want to say what he's gonna do, but this could be interesting. Because that was the one item that we needed to get an access to Forsaken Fortress. And we're at one of the islands that is the closest to it.
He doesn't have hammer though, so he wouldn't be able to go
Yeah, it's
very far.
not the not most interesting thing, but hey. And as Elijah is saying in chat right now, this means that this Master Sword is behind the hammer. So,
Yep, so there should be another Master Sword here. Somewhere.
I mean, there's still two at large.
True.
But that
But
first
logically speaking.
that first Master Sword is good for other reasons too. This is double damage in every fight that we're gonna do as soon as we have it. It's always fun. Gonna make fighting a bit faster. Jim now checking out the kind of disappointing paw print. Oh, Jar missing that little side jump. So he's gonna need to improvise for the storage a bit. It's okay. Backup spot. The stairs right there. Now wait for the Ferris wheel. Going for the same kind of door storage the gymnast did. Those guys make it look easy, but it's one of those strats that kind of stresses you out because you have a set time limit. Doing it so fast that he has some time to waste on the stairs. Not even doing squats. That's not how you warm up for a seed. Oh. So we're gonna get first brawl for Jarhead right now. So both players have now access to Tower of the God. I wonder when they are gonna take the dip. They both got access about the same time. Pretty cute. And the sort of grade that Jarhead got was in Western Fairy Island. Got it out of logic though, so it's interesting to have. But
That is true, Elijah. He could do something.
and for some warping on Jim's end, go to this island. Okay, Great Fish Island. Oh, empty bottle from Zunari. Interesting. Do you guys know what an empty bottle means? It means Grandma can be saved. You can save Grandma. Mm. All right, all right. Mm-mm. Engine is going right back to Windfall. Meanwhile, Jared warping to another fairy island. This one is the southern one. The southern fairy island. Those fairy islands all look the same. I
Yes,
really
he's
wish
southern.
that I really wish that Nintendo took the time to like model different seashells. Oh, heroes, bow from Minenko. That's our first bow right there. Kinda forgot that gymnasts add the look picto box meant the now we have a bow from it. It's pretty nice. Meanwhile, the Southern Fairy giving us the boomerang. The item that is often referred to as a progression. A lot of the runners don't really like it. Personally, I think it's the best back killer in the business. Oh, Jim also going for the fairy boomerang. Yeah, we have a good lot of item for being only 27 minutes into the state. But it's usually the case when we don't have Dragon Rose Cavern in Logic because it becomes like a wild chase for items on the overworld to even get in a dungeon. So it's kind of what happens. One thing I really like about going to Angular is that we get to see the nice little sharks that have the biggest rubber banding in history. Since we programmed the Swift Cell into this game, it just becomes kind of hilarious to see them go that fast. Okay, Jarhead moving some blocks. Jim getting a fairy. That is good. Yeah, he had a bad story last tournament of not saving Grandma, but he's reformed now. I haven't seen him not save Grandma since. I think the best thing in the War Randomizer is when you play as Grandma and go save Grandma. It's pretty cute, saving yourself. Is there a question? Rising Demise. The first Master Sword that Jared found was on Western Fairy Island. Out of logic, but still very nice. And yes, the bow was from the Oaks Picto box. Okay, so now Jared is heading for the top of the island, which is not a check that is required, but it is a chest. You can do fantastic things with chest, aka chest storage. All right, let's see what he is gonna do. Getting up is a bit of a bitch, but hey,
Yeah,
everything is
with
possible.
chest storage, it's hard to climb up these, but
Yeah, he had 2 tries. Sadly, it didn't work out, so he's gonna have to climb back up. Interesting new strat. I've not seen that one yet. Oh, and Jim getting the fire and ice arrows. So Grandma at those. Very nice of Grandma to give us that. So that opens up a... And there we go. We got the storage on Jared's side. He's now going to do that wonderful thing called double storage. Now we got the able... Yeah, super swim. Yeah, but he got double storage to do a super swim. That's what I meant.
So this is a strat that Jar has actually been practicing the last few days that could save him a little bit of time on outset. As long as he gets a refill here.
Yeah, we really need a refuel right there. There we go. He's not dead yet. Meanwhile, Jim going for the lighthouse. Yeah, he was cutting it very close right there. So, guessing that the wall point is to swim to outset.
Yep. So he got the storage for outset because he's going to climb up to check that ferry.
Interesting. That's another way to do it. Oh, and the Tingle Rupee for Gymnast. We are now extremely rich people.
Too bad we didn't have a wallet to carry it in.
Hey. It's all saved into the Tingle bank account, okay? Yeah, the big money. All right, time to see where we're gonna climb up the island. Sadly, Windfall not giving us much for the fire and ice checks, only money. But hey, if I was given that much money in real life, I would be happy. Oh. Alright, let's climb that up. And there we go.
So Jarhead is going to be able to check this fairy without having the leaf.
Yeah, kind of a big strat. It's the one check that Gem had to leave behind while going to do grammar. So I'm interested to see what is going to be in it.
Yeah, it'll be definitely interesting.
It does feel like a huge gamble, but at the same time, I'm just glad that we got to see a new strat. It's always fun to see the players pretend to be Spider-Man. Oh, Moblin's Leather. First check Tower of the Gods. And now we have a compass. Good way to not get lost. And sadly, the ferry was only rupees. But hey, we got to see a pretty cool trick out of it. climbing up, climbing up on top of Angular without being able to climb up actually was pretty hilarious to see. Sadly, the
But he's-
gamble.
He's also going to save Grandma here, so he's not going to be too out of luck here.
Yeah, we are still gonna get some fire and ice arrow out of it.
Gymnast missing the water flow there.
Yeah, in Jared's case, it's gonna be just the first bow though, but still interesting for later.
I'm sure he'll be getting that second bow soon, now that he has the deluxe Victor buffs.
Yeah, we only need to go Siminenko to get it.
Pretty easy check.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm wondering is, considering that there's not many checks to do on one fall. Like this is the only check that he's gonna be able to go get on one fall. Maybe he's gonna delay that to after Tower of the Gods. And there we go, Hero's Bow. After all this glitching adventure. Alright, time for floor 1 skip. Oh. Ah, sadly, Gem voiding out. The angle was just a little off right there. It's fine. The last door E came out of was pretty close to there. Fun trick for the people at home. If you want to try floor 1 skip or any kind of skip like that, you can always open the door that is right next to where you do the trick, and you're gonna spawn back there. It's pretty cool when you're practicing. Oh, since Jared doesn't have the fire and ice rope, he's gonna have to do the puzzle the good old way. Yeah, leafless for 1 skip is very possible. Just a little more frightening than with the leaf. Basically, you have to jump slash your way to the side of each pillars from the inside. That's the best way I can explain it. To answer questions, Starrise, if you found it out of logic on Western Fairy Island. Time for some Tingle Chest. The goal has been generous today. Maybe he's gonna keep doing it. Oh, Tingle giving us the Tingle Tuner. Beautiful. It's very on point for him. Yeah, Tingle Tuner could actually be useful. It's one of now is one of the two ways I know to skip the leaf to go to the outside ferry. Even the Tingle chart is in this seed. It's incredible. This is Tingle seed, guys. It's a good question. And then it's Crane. I don't know if either of the players have their Game Boys at the ready.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jarhead keeps his plugged in at all times. So
Oh, time for more floor one skip action. First jump dash is good. There we go. Floor one has been skipped. And now time for another skip that I really like. It's not the hardest trick in the book, but it's the cutest trick in the book. It's called Jack's Clip. You guys see the transparent floor that is right there? If you go on top of it and crawl at the right place and mash A, the statue just comes to your hands. It's beautiful. Cute little trick found by a very young guy. It's pretty cute. Oh, the bomb falling down for Jarhead. Sadly, since this is a platform in the middle of the air, above the void, we gotta be a bit more careful than usual and not just slash the bomb. And hey, we get a cute little Game Boy out of it. Time for a check that I really enjoy, the Songstone in this one. It's always funny because it can be something that really doesn't belong in a stone, like some piece of paper, apparently. So interesting to note, since we got our first small key on the second floor of Tower of the God, it means that the last check that was on the first floor is a small key, so it's going to be able to be skipped by both of the players right there. Always fun. Love to skip things. Talking about skips, who needs a common melody? Who needs a common melody? Just gonna line yourself up. Jim doing it the good old way. Manually, no setups, just lining yourself up. Oh, and Jim dealing with his dart nut very fast. He may have a hero sword, but it doesn't matter to this guy. is gonna hit the bad guy until he dies. And there's the skull hammer. That's gonna put the master sword that Jared has in logic very soon. And yes, it is hammer time. Thought Jim was gonna fall in the void for a second there. Yeah, I'm also wondering that, Anna, since there's a sword there for him, but he doesn't know that. And Western is kind of out of the way since he already did the Wolzonary trading side quest. So it could be a bit farther into the seed for him, which is interesting. Not many incentives to go there. You see that thing where they make the wall explode really fast? I always struggle with that one.
Same here. I can never time the bomb right.
Imagine trying to time the bomb right when the bomb always looks the same color to you. It's a nightmare. Love it. Oh, an orange rupee. The state is being very generous with money, but not very generous with. Oh, and Jim is going for the Game Boy strats. We have to call our friend Tingle, the friendly little Tingle. Yeah, he's gonna do a little strat here that we don't get to see often because Tingle Tuner is usually very well hidden in those seats. Gonna call Tingle, which is a bit long, but hey, it's gonna save us some time very soon. All right. Time for some floating time with Tingle. Here goes the big key. Oh, sadly falling in the void right there. So that little floating thing that we just saw is the other way that I know that you can go do the outside ferry without having access to the leaf. I think it's pretty neat. It's fine, we have enough money to retry that. Tingle screaming at us a bit. Oh, and sadly getting knocked down by the bubble right there. Don't think that was the right sequence right there. But hey, this is the first time I'm seeing this strat in a randomizer, so it's always nice to see something new. So guys, remember that once he gets the cool trick right there, everybody should be saying time save. No matter how much time it took, it's a time save, okay? It's all in your mind. It's going to be a time save in your head for it to count. Yeah, for the famous first try. Also, gotta say the bubble that knock him down. Very strong contender for employee of the seed right there. If you guys don't know this about me, I love to name an employee of the seed every seed. It's like an employee of the month, but for the seed, it's beautiful. If you guys have candidates that you see during the run, you can always tell us about them. Treasure chart 35. Oh, time for a little bump skip for this bear. So it's funny. We're gonna throw the statue on the other side of the barrier and then do another nice little bump skip to get out. Who needs a leaf? Jim activating the Tingle Tuner right there to get through this room without having to fight the Wizrobe and the keys. Oh. Jarhead missing the other way to get above that bear. There's a good way to jump over it, but it's alright. We have bombs. Bomb boosting can be the way to win. Don't do that at home, though. Do not try bomb boosting at home.
It's not recommended.
Yeah. Bit dangerous. But hey, you can bomb boost in Wind Waker. There's a place for it. To answer your question, the DJ Leonard, Jared found his Master Sword in Western Fairy Island, out of logic, and Gymnast found his Fire and Ice arrows on Minenko on Windfall for the second Picto Box check. Very well said, Dane, by the way. Remember, if some kids give you 30 bombs on the street, don't use them to jump over lasers. Call the police. Time for the most and least original boss of them all. Not golden. Oh wait, it's golden. It's not Bongo Bongo. Might be Andros, now that I think about it. And for you saying that Fire and Ice arrows were at Grandma, you are also right. Basically, the bows are progressive items. So if you get the first one somewhere and you get a second one in another place, it changes the order of where you got them. So basically, there's a check for Ice arrows for Jari right now, waiting for him in Enko. But Jim was Grandma's since he had already those arrows. And Jim demonstrating the reason why it's fun to have Fire and Ice arrows on Golden. The ends that are around him only need one arrow if you use the Fire and Ice arrows. Pretty fun. And that's one dungeon down. So third this dungeon, one of the two runners already has everything he needs to go to Forsaken Fortress. Do you think that's where Jared is going to be headed, Emily?
I can see him doing it rather soon. I don't know if he'll make some overworld checks first, though.
I wouldn't be surprised for both players to take a pit stop at Cabana, since we have the Cabana deed and are right next to it when we get out of Tower of the Gods. But I think that might be one of the few checks that they're going to do. Yeah. Also, another place that we don't really like to go, but is very close to Cabana, is Bomb Island. Nobody did that yet. Who knows? Maybe someone is going to be tempted to go there. We could
It's
also,
possible.
we also could go. In Gymnast's case, we could go for Ice Ring, which is not that far out.
Could do Cabana, Bomb Island, and then Thorn Ferry.
That too, Torn Ferry. Also, usually forgotten.
It's a little bit out of the way from everything else.
Yeah. Oh man, it's time for the place that I like the most because it has both rats and us defying physics.
Jarhead also choosing to go to Cabana.
First wall obliterated. So he's gonna get what the tracker refers to as the second chest in Cabana, but what the runners like to refer to as the first chest in Cabana. The light ring chart. An interesting chart that allows you to see where on the map the little color rings on the ocean are to better fish for treasure. And time for the second chest. We're just gonna hookshot our way through the walls. Hey, it's Master Sword. Whoever called that in the chat, you were right. Beautiful. So we now know the location of two of the swords. Interesting. And two hammerlock swords for now. So even more interesting. Oh, Jim is now on Modern Child. He's gonna do this trick that the version 1.7 makes now a bit useless. But since we're playing on 1.6.1, it's one of the best tricks in the book. The Modern Child Super Swim. Trying to get what we refer to as double storage, because now we have chest storage, but we also want regular storage, so we can be able to super swim. There we go. Only need to climb back up and face through the wall. Tried getting his second sword, by the way. Oh, some money in the Modern Child chest, putting us back up to a reasonable amount of money. And none of it went to the Tingle Bank.
And it looks like Jarhead is going to Bomb Island.
Oh, Bomb Island time. Get it? practice your basketball before going there. Oh, he tried to open the island with the bombs from the boat, barely missing right there. Now talking to the Gorn. The Gorn telling him, hey, that was almost a good shot. And Jim now gonna fight the big bird. We have everything we need for that big bird. It should go fine. Just gonna climb up. That's the first bit of the fight. Climbing up is half the battle. The other half is extreme violence. And the first shot of basketball is done. Meanwhile, Jim is gonna try to get storage yet again. Now we jump back down in the now flooded tower. Somehow.
Palm Island having Maggie's letter.
Oh, that's a maybe good check for later. Also, that puts more checks on Wonderfall for Jarhead. We're now at 3, counting Minenko, so we might be tempted to go there soon.
Yep, and I think once he checks Minenko, he'll be able to full clear all of Windfall, correct?
I think you're right on that, yes. Oh, Jim. Hitting the bird. The first shot of the hammer was extremely close to the side of the gel, so I got a bit nervous for him, but everything is fine. It's now time for the quick spins. 2, 3, 4, 5, that bird.
And Jarhead is checking Thorn Fairy.
Oh, interesting.
So these are some
I moved
checks
it down.
Jim has not done yet.
Yeah, very interesting to see that both players now have checks that the other didn't do. Okay, Thorn Fairy, what do you have for us today? Blow the petals on us and bestow us your magic gift. Treasure chart 27. That's not what the magic told me. Oh god. Yeah, good old 27. At least it's better than 23. Damn, treasure chart 23. The damn chart 23.
So Jarhead did opt to go to Windfall, so we're going to see those mail checks and Minenko, and then the Fire and Ice checks.
Yeah, that he doesn't know that the Fire and Ice checks are gonna be possible yet, but he's gonna be very glad, probably. Even if both of the checks are pretty much useless.
Barrier skip is banned from Wind Waker Randomizer tournament.
Yeah,
So
it is completely possible in a randomizer, but not allowed, since it will kind of break the whole idea of doing the render run. It
So-
would pretty much become any percent again.
Yeah. So Jim won't be doing that unless he wants to be disqualified, which I'm doubting he will.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised. Oh, the Leaf has been found in Forsaken Fortress. I think the person that called the sword being in Cabana is now at 242 for predictions. So it's pretty cool. Someone can see the future, apparently. Oh, light arrows from Maggie.
So
Maggie's
we're
letter.
just a sword and a leaf away for Jarhead. We know where that leaf is, not sure where the sword is.
Yeah, the sword is still a mystery. If it wanted to be mean, it would be hiding in the Master Sword chamber. That's the usual hiding spot for a sword. Okay, Melman. Give us your treasure. Oh man, that's almost cute. The real treasure all along was the friends that we made along the way. Even if that's the first time that we made it. Okay, time for some tennis with Phantom Ganon. In Out of State, Phantom Ganon gets a very small cameo, but today he gets a starring role in the role of the tennis guy. Okay, Jim saying no to tennis and just hitting his opponent in the face. That's bad sportsmanship, but apparently legal by the rules. Beacons are lit for a Jarhead right now. He's gonna get this tingle rupee from Creeb. That we should probably rename to Creebo right now. Oh, and more money for Gymnast. That was the last check in for Forsaken Fortress. So, be interested to know where that last sword is. We also still need to find the Iron Boot somewhere to have access to Wind Temple.
Right. So neither player is in go mode yet. Jarhead needs another sword, the Iron Boots, and Leaf. And Gymnast needs 2 swords, a bow, and the blue.
Okay, we are now mailing the note to Mom, which is gonna give us an extra check from Fido's mom. Nice little letter. Written by a very confused mom because his kid sent him a letter about some kid throwing letters in boxes really fast. As the game says, it's so sad I could almost cry.
So another super swim here from Jarhead. He's going to be going to Forsaken Fortress, doing a very similar route to Gymnast.
It seems to be a route that is favored by a lot of runners. And not getting much from Arrow, but is Beshiko gonna be... Oh, Beshiko just giving us some love. And weird, we never met her. We never met her!
And Gymnast going to Forbidden Woods.
Yeah, not too surprised right there. I think the one thing that there's a few more things that you could do in Overworld, but they are all pretty out of the way. And Forbidden Woods is one of those dungeons that is not much longer to full. It is not too long to full clear. So, it for the concentration of item, it seems interesting to most runners. With the information that he has, it seems like a good idea. There's just a bunch of checks that are quick to get in Forbidden Woods. Oh, opting for the bow to kill those little highs on the door. Oh, and the first chest is the map. Time for some more storage on Jim's side. Gonna store that chest to be able to Spider-Man our way back up in the room. There we go. Gonna be able to get that chest real quick. And while Jarhead now hitting the bird in the face and starting the second half of the fight, as I called it earlier, the incredible violence. Jim voiding out right there, but that is on purpose. So he can now check his inventory and know what he got from the chest. It did look like a big key. You know, Jared having a bit of trouble with his bird. The bird deciding to cooperate. And then flying straight back out.
Hopefully it comes back.
Yeah, if it doesn't come back... Oh, there we go. It is back. Gotta say, impressed by that bird. Just being able to fly through walls like that.
The bird must have chest storage.
Yeah, probably has. Oh, man. The collisions on the mask of the bird are pretty good. Time Gymnast is now in one of my favorite checks of the whole game. It's called the Mort Pit. If you put some music, it becomes the Mosh Pit. It's different. I like it. So we're now at 6-6 for the Triforce Shard. So the one thing of interest in the wall of Forsaken Fortress.
Oh, and then Master
Last
Sword.
So Forbidden Woods is not gonna be a go mode dungeon. The one sword that Gymnast doesn't have right now is on Western Fairy. That's where Char got his first sword. And since all of this is progressive.
Yeah, so if Jarhead goes to Forbidden Woods right after Forsaken Fortress, he'll be able to go mode half the dungeon.
Not really, since we still need the iron boots.
Oh, you're right. I always forget about that.
Yeah, the iron boots are kind of a special go mode to get, but hey, everything is possible in the realms of Wind Waker Randomizer. I've seen grapple go modes before. I was also surprised that we still haven't got an extra wallet anywhere in the seed. Oh, that is all right. Is the seed that is trying to destroy capitalism. I like it. Basically, the light arrows on Phantom Ganon the one in Forsaken Fortress, just don't work. He just always dodges the light arrows if you use them on him. It only works on the second time you see Phantom Ganon in Ganon's Tower later. Basically, what this Swallow means is that Phantom Ganon doesn't really... he could beat you even with the light arrows, but he decides not to. Iron boots have been found. This is not go mode for Gymnast yet, but it is now no mode for us. We know where everything is. Pretty stacked for them woods. And now we're gonna be able to go mode the last dungeon. Oh, and the most interesting chart of them all, the platform chart. Yes, they do need iron boots to get in the dungeon, Star Rice. The light arrows are currently on Maggie for the reward for the Maggie's letter, delivering the Moblin's letter. Jar getting a bit of money. Meanwhile, Jim is going back in the dungeon because there's still one thing that we need to do. Well, two things. We need to double Matsula room chest. In this case, since he doesn't know that we are in no mode right now, and also we need to go do the right side for the same reason.
Jarhead heading to Needle Rock, which won't have anything helpful for him.
Yeah, sadly. But the rendo is an information war. If you don't know that nothing is there, everything looks like a good idea until it's not. Oh, time to kill Matula real quick. Oh, Jim grabbing the mini boss in midair. Interesting technique.
Oh, and there's our rupee bag upgrade.
Yeah. We now have the power to store more money. Interesting to notice. If you kill Matsula that fast, like we just did, the mini boss music keeps playing. Mini boss is never over. Oh man, this is a jam. Oh, Jarhead gonna do a little neat trick to get into the cave right there. If you L slide properly while outshotting the boat, you can get into the loading zone for the cave. Pretty tight trick though. There we go, we're in. The ice has never melted. And he wasn't actually showing off, guys. If you didn't notice, he had no arrows to get into the island.
Yeah.
This was required for him. He didn't have any arrows to get in. Okay, time for some Kalidimos action. Oh, sadly the boomerang getting stuck right there. I have to throw it again. But that's a good first throw right there. Oh, 2 throws of the boomerang. And we can now defeat Kalidimos. The most underwhelming boss of them all. Dies pretty quick. Oh, time for Fire Mountain on Jar's side. We now have the 7th Triforce Shard. Basically, what is happening right now is that since Jared is pretty much 2 items away from Go Mode, I think he's hoping to be able to Go Mode both dungeons. But sadly, we do know that it's not going to happen since Forbidden Woods is stacked. And meanwhile, Gymnast is only missing the Master Sword from Western Fairy Island that he has no idea is there, and the Light Eye Rose from Maggie for delivering the Mobman's letter, which he has no idea is there. So it's going to be kind of a wild chase right there. It is the Western Fairy Island, to answer your question in chat. Yeah, starting your chase on Windfall, never a bad idea. But there is a lot of options in the overworld right now for Jim. So we're gonna have to see where he's gonna go to look for his Master Sword first. Let's not forget that Western Fairy is very much out of the way. Oh, Jared now warping to Forbidden Woods. There we go, Light Arrows for Jim. He is now 1 item away from Go Mode. 2 if we count the last part for Shard. While Jared seems to be selling for Ice Ring. Oh my god. Jim is now heading for Wind Temple. I repeat,
He's not
Gymnast is heading for Wind Temple.
Ooh.
He is banking on this dungeon having the last progression items they need, but sadly, we know where everything is for the viewers. So the only hope for Jim right now is to change his mind somewhere in the dungeon fast enough to be able to go on Western. As I like to say, it's not over until it's over, so stay tuned. Still nice to see. Interesting choice, though. Oh, an empty bottle for Jared right there on Ice Ring. Do you think that bottle is made of glass or ice? Both transparent. I want an ice bottle right now. Would be amazing. Oh well. Let's see what Wind Temple has for us. It's gonna be interesting because even for the Go mode, there's 1 item that we need to find in Wind Temple. It's the small key. Yeah, I think Jarhead has now exhausted all the options in the overworld, so he now has to dip dungeon.
Yep, he full cleared everything in the overworld, so.
Oh, and here's the last wallet upgrade. This is now a capitalism versus communism, apparently.
Yep, so Jarhead knows that he's going to be able to find at least the iron boots in Forbidden Woods.
Yeah. And before even finding the iron boots, he's gonna find his last master sword.
Yep.
But before that, Forbidden Woods map.
Yeah,
Kinda
so
sad.
Jarhead will be pretty happy once he finds that master sword.
I think everybody would be happy to find their go mode, but
Well, it wouldn't technically be his go mode, but
yeah,
Boots
that's true.
has to be in here, so.
Well. Time for some Spider-Man action. Meanwhile, Jim throwing a car, shooting Stuke and Sam, lagging a bit, now controlling the mind of his friend. Lots of things happen. And there's even a Tingle chest at the bottom of this well. Mm-mm. Good old Tingle. Time for the mandatory voiding out after this room. Oh, small key is in the Tingle chest of Wind Temple.
So it'll be
Pretty
a
early.
yep, it'll be a quick go mode for Jarhead. He won't have to make too many checks in Windfall to find that key.
Yeah. Once again, Tingle really being generous today. Tingle is the man of the day.
Yep.
Usually, the employee of the seed is reserved for a bad enemy that did something wrong, but to think that we can give it to Tingle today, just for being generally good. And yeah, guys, don't forget that this is the first game of a best of three. No matter what happens today, there's gonna be a second race tomorrow at the same time, 1 p.m. EST. So if you guys want more Wind Waker action, there's going to be a lot. I also believe that there's a bunch of races on Sunday. So
Yeah, I think
I think there's 3.
2 or 3. I don't know. I don't remember. Have to look.
Yeah.
It looks like there are 3, but 2 of them are by the same runners. They're going to be doing 2 of the races in one day.
There we go. Also, Din, the famous human, just posted the schedule in the chat if you guys want to see it for yourselves. Also, every time that the new match comes on the schedule, it's automatically added there. So, always nice to look at that to know when your Wind Waker action is coming.
But I believe the Master Sword was in one of these chests in this room that Jarhead's in, so.
Yeah, I think it's the second one, if I remember correctly.
Yep, must be the second one.
Yep. Gotta say, we don't mention that skip often, but the damage boost between the vines is one of the cutest tricks in the book. Oh,
Ooh, bottle.
that's finding. Nope.
Or no, that would be his third bottle. Yep,
yeah, that's
he
his
didn't,
third
he
bottle.
didn't go to Ice Ring.
Yeah, but if he goes to Ice Ring at some point, he's gonna be the only one to get bottle percent today.
Yep.
And you guys know what that means. Bottle percent is the true persons. You win. You win. I think the only thing that can beat a true bottle percent is how do we call it again? A soup percent. It's duping the soup in all of the bottles. So you need bottle percent to do it. Well, 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 if it isn't the room that I believe had the iron boots in it.
Yep. Tingle has her item here again, so.
Yeah, Tingle, employee of the seed.
Tingle, definitely a bro today.
Tingle is her friend. Just add all at the end of everything. Hey, here comes the small key.
And there's go mode for Jarhead.
Yep, he's the first of our players in go mode. He now has to get 2 Triforce shards really quick and finish the seed.
Yep. Shouldn't take him too long to get Kalidemos Triforce Shard here.
Yeah, Kalidemos is one of those bosses.
Yeah.
Pretty weak.
Pretty fast.
Pretty weak.
Especially when you have Master Sword and
Yeah.
all the other items that we have.
There we go, even using the bombs to deal with the 2 Matalas. And now heading straight for the boss door. No time to open the chest. And yes, as we mentioned earlier, this is only the first game of a best of 3. You guys are gonna get to see both players running again. Just doing that nice little bomb boost above the spikes to get both chests without having to go on the lower half of this place. Always a nice trick to see. Sadly for him today, this is not the trick that is required. Yes, Jim still needs the sword on Western Fairy Island. And Jarhead is indeed in goal mode. Oh, time for one of those rooms that is very annoying normally, but kind of trivial when you have the light arrows. It's the Fruit Loops room. Look at that guy. There's 2 Fruit Loops guys. Oh, and one of them has managed to summon some bats.
Not the bats.
Not the bats! Oh no! Not the geese! Ah! To answer your question, now this orb, the last sword upgrade for Jim is in the Western Fairy Island. Yeah, the only thing left for Jar to do in the overworld at all is to go to Wind Temple and defeat the boss.
Yep.
And as well listed by our friend, I think he's right on that. Jim still has Fire Mountain, Torn, Bomb Island, Ice Ring, and Needle Rock left on top of the Western Fairy Island. So there's multiple possibilities for him to go check first. So if he goes to Western first, it's gonna be a good stroke of luck. The likelihood of him going there first would be extremely surprising to me, since, like I said, it's one of those islands that is extremely out of the way. Like there's no extremely good ward for it, so But at the same time, every island is kind of alone in its corner, so everything is possible at this point. Hmm. The small key in Wind Temple is straight in the Tingle chest. Jim killing more toucans. Just don't tell Peter. Sadly, the stall falls reconstructing itself really quick there. Also, fun fact, right now we're playing on the version 1.7, not 1.6. If we were playing in the 1.7 version, that is the last one that came out, we could actually use light arrows and stall falls because there's a little soft lock that has been fixed by the devs, so it's pretty cute. Because right now in 1.6.1, it's the one enemy that you can't kill with light arrows. Yeah, in 1.6.1, you still need to use the old tricks. You can kill him in the human way, I guess. But it's a skeleton, so. Yeah, the 1.7 upgrade added a bunch of new stuff that is pretty cool. The battle warp added to Forsaken Fortress, randomizing enemy colors is also fun. Even if, in my case, it doesn't change as much, but they're always randomized. Yes, 1.7 also fixed the room that Gymnast was just in, because before there was a chance for Morts to get under the room and be impossible to kill, but now as soon as they go under the floor, they get killed automatically. So that soft log, that little problem is fixed too. And as I said earlier, for the people that are worried for Jim right now, don't worry for either of the players because this is the first game of a best of 3. There's going to be more action between those two. Well, time for some killer music. It's time for the Mulgar fight. Hope you guys like good music. Because this is a pretty good one. Oh man, pretty soon we might get double Motsulas. Oh my god. Oh, sadly Jared falling in the hole right there. Using the blades to knock himself back up. Because once again, once you have the storage, you cannot grab ledges, sadly falling back into the hole again. He has to get knocked by the blade again to go up.
There he goes through.
Yep. Meanwhile, Jim, having a bit of bad luck with his Mulgera, one of the baby Mulgera jumping right in front of his oak shot to stop his assault on the big beast. And there we go. That is a very dead Mulgera. But if you guys didn't think that we had got enough Mulgera music, there's more Mulgera music right now. So right now, all that is left for Jim to do is find his Master Sword that is currently on Western Fairy Island. Sadly, there is a lot of islands that are possible for him to go check first. So let's see where he goes first. Meanwhile, Jared fighting is Mulgera. And good job then. You did the switch. I'm very proud of you. Oh man, double Mulgeras. Alright, this is the moment of truth. Where is Jim gonna go first? The warp is activated. He's going to Great Fish. That could mean either Western or Needle Rock. Let's see where he goes first. He's going for... That is the direction of Western. Mulger also giving Jar a bit of trouble right now. So guys, we now have a race again. Jar just finishing his Mulgera. Gonna grab the Triforce piece, and then they're both gonna be added for the same place. This is Iroh. Hammer jump. Now we're in the Fairy Island. It's time to watch the fairy give us the extremely long cutscene, and then we're gonna be on our way to Hyrule for both players. Oh, Jared getting the nice little trick, pulling the Wind Waker on the first frame to skip the cutscene, but it's still gonna play as soon as it finishes the part. You can't really skip it, but it's pretty cute. And yes, the trials are open. We don't need to do the trials in this rule set. Jarhead in the warp a little. It's about the same. About the same. It's very, very close.
It is very close.
Okay, guys. Time for some action. There's merely seconds between our runners. This is the first game of their set. So this is promising for the rest. And we're gonna get my real favorite trick in the book, the double bear skip. One of them is doing it with the baseball bat, the other one with the master sword. Seems to be working for both. Master sword can break glass, we know that from the real game, but baseball bats can break glass, we know that from real world. Alright, time for some action. Both runners on the same road.
Yeah, this is scary close.
This is a really close race. We're gonna meet my favorite enemy of the game, the Dark Nut that just follows you into the abyss. Oh, Jim falling down!
That is unfortunate for Gymnast.
Incredibly unfortunate right there. But still, we have two runners that are extremely close, so Puppet Ganon could change everything. So sad to see Jim fall at such an important moment, but those are things that happen. Jim proving once again that he is human. If you guys thought he was a robot, you guys were wrong. He can do mistakes. We've seen him forget pieces of the Triforce before, and now this. Well, Jarhead finishing off the recurring character for this seed, Phantom Ganon. Very nice guy. We played tennis with him. Well, Jim joining Jarhead in the tower. Well, time for the last stretch before Puppet Ganon for Jarhead. Gonna kill some nice little pig guys. Gonna kill some nice little dog guys with armors. Visible standards for Ganon's employees, I swear. like the dog guys get big armors, and meanwhile the moblins get like jorts. That's it. Yep, it's time for the PG. So for the people that don't know, we're racing on a 15-minute delay. So the race is already over for them, but not for us. All right. Bit of a choppy beginning for Puppet Ganon on Jar's side. But there we go. First phase of Puppet Ganon is over for Jarhead. The artist phase of the whole final battle, really. One shot for Gymnast. Missing the second shot. Again, getting really close and personal, making him miss the third shot. There we go. Gonna drink some soup to keep the fight going. trying to hit a puppet cannon while he spins. Sadly, no touch right there. Now Jared finishing up with phase 2 at puppet cannon. First shot on phase 2. Phase 3, I mean.
Phase 1 not being kind to gymnast.
Nope, sadly. There we go. Phase 1 is over. It is time for a new phase. A new fight, a new beginning. Phase 2 will probably go better.
And there's phase 3 finished for Jarhead.
Yeah. Now we only need to nail the climb and kill the bad guy. To answer your question, Style Setter, I do not think Jared has any plan to run any percent, but we can still ask him later. Or maybe he's in chat and reading your thing. So. Okay, you got an answer? Only if Manual Super Swim gets taken out. Jim killing the bats with the bow. Not something I can get behind, sadly. You have a patented bat killer. Use it. And phase 2 is over for Jim. Only phase 3 remaining. Oh, Jar getting that nice little L slide to do the wall last final climb with 1 hook shot time. Pretty cool. Now time to see if the last fight goes well. For now, everything is going according to plan. Meanwhile, Gymnast finishing up with phase 3 of Puppet Cannon. Char getting it, so it's gonna take a bit more damage to Ganondorf to finish the fight. That's alright. Instead of doing it in 1 cycle, we do it in 2. Him climbing up. He went pretty far up with that. Sadly, Zelda missing the mark. There we go. It is now done. The deed is done. The guy is dead. And Jared has finished with an unofficial time of 151.46. You can send your GGs in the chat, guys. For this seed that got extremely close in the end.
Should we pull the runners in now for their interviews?
That would be fun.
Worst.
Yeah. Oh, there they are.
Oh god.
Hello.
Got him. We got him.
Glad you guys finally caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were a little behind.
Run the restream, dude.
Yeah, speedrunning the restream is not an option, Jar. The problem is that at the beginning of the restream, there's a manual super swim, and I can't speedrun that, dude. Okay, so what are you?
Ruining everything.
Yeah. What are your impressions of this seed, guys?
It wasn't a bad seed. It was.
Yeah, I thought it was an alright seed.
Yeah, like most of the seeds are. To be honest, the really bad seeds are pretty rare. The really good seeds are pretty rare, but the alright seeds are plenty.
Yeah, this was a pretty alright seed. Yeah. So thank you, Din, because I've been having really, really bad practice seeds lately. So thank you.
So this was the first match of the best of 3 between you guys. There's another one tomorrow, also at 13 p.m. EST. So you guys can send your GGs to both runners now, since the past version of Gymnast just finished. The past got up to the present, Jim. But yeah, that was extremely, extremely close. 3 seconds between the eye roll warps.
Yeah, we saw them.
And sadly, the Gymnast just kind of rolled into the abyss.
Yeah,
It happens.
Link just gave up, I guess. I don't know.
when that happened, we kind of cried for you.
Yeah, I knew everyone was probably going to be sad.
Yeah.
Although I mean, even without that, I probably still would have lost with my phase 1 Puppet Ganon.
And that wasn't your best phase 1 in your life, but still, everything went pretty alright for both of you. This whole seed. It was pretty surprising to see you, Gymnast, go for Wind Temple before full clearing the overworld, which seems to be like a strategy that a lot of runners go for. But hey, it made an interesting seed in the end.
Oh yeah, I also decided to use the Tingle Tuner this seed.
Oh,
Yeah.
where'd you use it?
Yeah, I used it for Tingle Balloons when I did Tower of the Gods without the leaf.
Ah, okay.
I don't think it ended up
doing that,
actually
but-
saving any time because I failed a lot in that one room. But
Oh, no. I considered doing that, but I didn't end up. Because
Yeah.
I don't really know exactly where I would use. Like, I know one spot I would use them, but I don't know if like turning it on is really worth it for that one spot.
But yeah, that was pretty interesting because that was the first time I got to see the Tingle Tuner being used in a race seed, and also it was the first time I saw someone get chest storage on top of Angular to get on top of Outset somehow.
Oh yeah, yeah, that thing. that didn't go as smoothly as it possibly could have.
No, but boy, did it go anyway.
I'm at least glad I got the climbing up on the first try. Like that part was the part that I was scared about most, and it was the part I practiced most.
Yeah,
I apparently should have practiced getting storage for the super swim more.
it happens to everyone, but it kind of changed my whole plan because I was like, hey, there's only one way to skip having the leaf there. Oh, two now. Wow.
Oh wait, I
Alright.
didn't have the tuner by then, right?
No.
You didn't. You
Okay,
didn't.
good.
yeah, you could just Tingle Balloon over if you have the tuner.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have done that in the past, but I didn't realize I wasn't really paying attention. I was paying attention to if I had leaf or not. I wasn't paying attention to the Tingle Tuner. Okay, okay. I'm glad I didn't have that, and I didn't need to do.
That would have been hilarious, though. But yeah, honestly, after seeing this extremely close race, I cannot wait to see the one tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping for Game 3. I'll be
I
honest.
don't know if my heart can take it.
It's okay. You have 22 hours to rest.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, I had like the two main super swims I did. They were really, really, really close. Oh god. Well,
You almost drowned right next to our temple.
yeah, I didn't get the air refill like I normally do, so I had to like very quickly try to navigate to the mainland, and then just charge up another super swim. Like, okay, well, and then I almost drowned in FF, but I luckily managed to, I guess, kind of clip inside enough to land up and get air. So I was like,
Oh, and good news for the people that want to watch the second race. Apparently, it's scheduled on ZSR2 right now, so you guys are going to be able to watch it tomorrow. It's going to be fun. But yeah, not gonna lie, Jar. When super swims go a bit badly, it adds tension, so it's good for the restream. It's not
not good for my
for
blood
your
pressure,
heart.
I tell you.
It's a good entertainment value.
Entertainment value, man. Just get the
Uh,
insurance.
I suppose I should be happy about that.
Yeah, because you guys gave a good lot of entertainment value. Also, the fact that your Jim finished Mulgera just before you entered Mulgera, so we got double Mulgera music.
Oh yeah,
That was amazing. Like it felt planned.
yeah. We're secretly talking back and forth. She's like, "Oh, you're finally getting out," all right. or you're like, you're halfway through the fight. All right, I'm gonna throw this jump in the spike trap room real fast. Just let me know when you're almost done, so I can go ahead and hop in there.
You guys don't know.
Yeah, we gotta coordinate the Mulgera music.
There's at least one of the W's in WWR that is for wrestling. So it's all fake. I got to say though, Gymnast, you didn't forget to try for sharks, so don't need to talk to you about the Picto Box today.
Yeah, that's true.
You're
I
on a
did
roll
almost
lately.
forget a ferry for Grandma when I went to Southern Ferry, but
You also see
Thankfully,
Grandma. So
managed to go back in before leaving.
pretty good track record to save your grandma lately. That's good.
Yes, that's also true.
Anyway, that was a very fun scene. I'm glad I got to commentate that. I'm glad I just got to watch it. It was fun. Also, usually I give the employee of the seed to an enemy that knocked people down at a very bad moment. But today, the employee of the seed was Tingle for giving us everything we needed.
Yeah.
Everything was about Tingle in one way or another.
Yeah.
That was fun. So, do you guys have any questions for the other runner? I'm curious about that. Or did you guys talk between?
We talked for a bit.
We talked in the waiting room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't remember what exactly it was. So.
I mean,
Also,
in general, Jar likes to go for more out of logic checks than I do.
Well, if I have
The world.
fast-ish ways too, yeah.
I mean, it was pretty fun. Someone asking if the light arrows were on the Tingle chest. No, they were not. They were on Maggie. But hey, if you change some letters in Maggie, like you change the high for hell, it become Mago, so it counts.
Close.
Yeah, the progressive bows were with Grandma, Maggie, and my Neko. Or no, not my Neko.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was my Neko.
Yeah. I got that one, then I went up and did Maggie, and got the other one. I was like, okay, I now feel more validated about having gotten the Tower of the Gods early.
But yeah, it's kind of rare to see all three bows being on like NPCs almost.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was really fun. Also, some people had already given up on Gymnast the second he entered Wind Temple, but in the end, it was extremely close because you went for Western first, which...
Yeah, I got really lucky with my guesswork.
Yeah. To be fair, it was one of those... With the checks that you had left, it was one of the fastest ones, so it made a lot of sense to go there.
Yeah. So it sounded like he got to skip a lot of overworld.
But considering his tracker, he had 9 locations remaining, all in the overworld. Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, and light arrow chest.
Yeah, light arrow chest.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, I think Gymnast missed all of the Fire and Ice checks.
Except the
overworld.
creep.
No, I did
Except
creep.
Windfall, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he said he also skipped Thorn.
He skipped Thorn, he skipped Bomb Island,
Bomb. Yep.
Ice Ring too.
Oh yeah, but that's a Fire and Ice arrow check.
Hey. But if he did that one, he would have gotten bottle percent and beat you by the rule of bottles.
Wait, where was the last bottle in Wind Temple then?
Yes.
There was a battle in one temple,
Yeah.
and the last battle for Gymnast would have been Ice Ring. So. That was fun.
Yeah.
Do you guys
That was
have
a-
any last word? I'm curious.
Speaking of that bottle on Ice Ring, I considered soft resetting back to Forest Haven after I got it, but then I was just like, I'll keep it for iBot. I'm not gonna soft reset out of bottle for you, bro.
I'm sure he appreciates it.
Yeah.
That's even worse than storage. Getting an item and then not getting it.
Yeah.
He has to do a left click. It's bad.
God. I have to be extremely worried for another 2 hours again tomorrow. Crap.
If you guys are not aware yet, in the chat, there's going to be game 2 between Jared and Gymnast tomorrow at 13 p.m. EST. So if you guys want more of that Wind Waker action, that's when you're going to get it. Those words, I think this is pretty much it. We don't have any more questions unless the chat gives us more. Oh, and Bob in the chat is saying, go for game 3, boys.
I mean, I'll do my best.
Oh man, do your best, and Jared's art, do your best to not explode if that happens.
I'll relay the information.
Okay, well, my goal for next time is going to be we're not going to avoid out in Hyrule.
I will be
And
good.
we're gonna hopefully have a better puppet Ganon.
Solid
Put
plan.
us-
That's a good goal to have.
a good plan. I can get behind that. If it makes the race even closer, I'm always for it.
Alright. Should probably call it then.
Yep, I think that's will. We have
Yep.
Din that has unmuted himself.
I've unmuted myself, which means it is the end. But yeah, we're gonna go raid run a guy because he is doing a lovely charity stream at the moment, so it is definitely worth going to check that out for a little bit. And yeah, more Wind Waker stuff tomorrow. We've also got Twilight Princess coming up in a couple of hours, I think. Assuming we find some volunteers for it, but we should be good to go on that, I hope. So yeah, maybe see you all then. But until then, thanks to our commentators, thanks to iBot for doing all our tracking for us and all of that. And thank you to our lovely viewers as well. You've all been awesome. GG's.
Yep, GG's everyone. Thank you, Din, for restreaming.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.